I got wind this morning of some big news that was actually interesting to the types likes of us, and we've been waiting around to see if what I got wind of is true. And literally about 5 minutes ago, it is true. It has been announced. So, Andy, what have you got? You've got the story up here.
I just pulled it up. Announced 39 minutes ago, Black Sabbath are reuniting at Villa Park for a gig, and Ozzy Osbourne is calling it the greatest heavy metal show ever. And supporting them will be people such as Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon. Don't know them.
It is a huge thing. So this is going to be the last ever Black Sabbath show. They're going to be coming back, the greatest heavy metal band of all time, alongside what I would say definitely Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Alice in Chains are all legendary, and Mastodon and all the other ones, they're incredible. And didn't you say beforehand that they're actually going to put a supergroup together?
Rob was saying that.
Were you saying that, Rob? Did you find this out?
It did. It says that there is also going to be a supergroup which will consist of Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, obviously, / Fred Durst, Wolfgang Van Halen, and Tom Morello, Tom Morello is also the musical director of the show.
Fred Durst has spoiled the whole thing for me now. It was all good up until there. As I covered this on another channel. Fred Durst is actually really annoying, right? And we all know he's annoying. But as time has gone on, he's turned into a garden gnome. And I'll put the photograph up now so you can have a laugh. I've used this joke twice, you know. I don't mind him doing it, right? I don't mind him doing it, but I don't want him to appear like a garden gnome.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's worse than that, Rob. Look, you're looking at it now. So, what do you think about these old bands? I mean, it's very exciting, but of course, older Ozzy. I mean, he's not well, is he? I mean, how are they going to do it?
Was he ever well?
Well, he could walk and things like that. I mean, the last time they got together was for the Birmingham Commonwealth Games.
I remember.
And they had Tony Iommi and Ozzy up on stage, and I felt that. That obviously Ozzy wasn't singing, but also he seemed to be in some sort of wire frame in a sort of Hannibal Lecter style, that they'd wheeled him out so he could stand up. And the poor old bloke's got Parkinson's disease, all this type of stuff. How are they going to do? Do you think that's why they got all the other people on? Do you think it's going to be like they do 3 songs?
I would imagine so. There's a touch of that, but you know, Black Sabbath fans. But get this on my computer. It's saying all profits from the special gig will go to good causes in Birmingham and beyond. So maybe they'll all, if Ozzy's got Parkinson's, maybe he'll chuck it in a Parkinson's charity and reap the benefits that way. You know what I mean?
There is also a quote from Ozzy, and he said that I'm not going to go up there and do a half-hearted Ozzy looking for sympathy. What's the expletive point in that? I'm not going to go up there in an expletive wheelchair.
Can you do that again in Birmingham accent?
I'm not going to go up there like and do a half-hearted Ozzy looking for sympathy. What's the expletive point in that? I'm not going to go up there in a wheelchair. Sharon, like that. That's basically
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Is that all right?
Yeah. It was a bit more Jeff Lynne though than
Was it?
Black
Yeah,
Sabbath.
well,
they're more like that, aren't they? They're a bit more like that, I think. A bit more nasal and they're like a bit also blocked. These blocked. That's how I would do a Black Sabbath voice.
I do
Can you do a Black? You're from Birmingham, aren't you?
I am from the Black Country.
You're from the Black Country.
So yeah, I'm from the Black Country. See, I'm from Wolverhampton.
You know, my favourite thing ever once, I saw a gig in Tipton, some band playing Tipton, and this band said, "Are you ready to rock?" As I did, and the whole audience went, "Oh." I liked it.
But was that them saying yes, or was they just starting to spell the word rock? And they got stuck.
So, well, it's an amazing thing. If it happens, it'll be. I think it's the end of heavy metal, isn't it? It's the big full stop at the end.
I mean,
of it.
Is it definitely the last one they're doing, or is it? I mean, does it say that? Because they had their last gig.
I went to see their last gig.
See,
dozen years ago.
Was this the one at the NEC in 2000?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I was there. Right, I was there in 2000 at the NEC. System of a Down was supporting. Do you remember? Was that the one you saw with Ozzy?
I think I saw it at the NIA, so it was a bit after. It doesn't matter. But anyone who announces the last gig, you always have to be a little bit suspicious, don't you?
Yeah, well, this was 25 years ago. And I don't want to name drop because I would never name drop, as you know, anybody who watches this channel know I never name drop. But I was driving back to a gig with Robert Plant, who's the lead singer of Led Zeppelin, and Led Zeppelin are like they're like Black Sabbath, but like they're not another band like Black Sabbath, of equal stature.
Yeah.
That I happen to know because I know all the people. And Robert gets a phone call from Tony Iommi, and Tony goes, "You're all right, Robert. Do you want to come up and see our last ever show at the NEC today?" And Robert went, "Oh, I might do that. I know, yeah." And then he put the phone down. Robert didn't really want to go, you see, because I think he was going home to watch Last of Some of the Wine or something like that. We got to a nice night in. And we all know what that feels like, coming back from a gig. But we nagged him, and so he decided to take us. And I got taken to see Black Sabbath with Robert Plant. And because Robert Plant, he had his own doorway at the NEC round the back. And we had to go up and knock it. Yeah. And then when he opened, the door opened, and in front of us was a devil dog with glowing eyes. We were beckoned in past various large crosses. I've got some in the background here.
Is that where they're from?
Yeah, I'll show you what I brought.
You were beckoned in by the dog?
Pretty much.
Come here.
So, can you hold that for us? You hold that there, because I did bring these in the hope. See, there's a pun there for you, just in time.
Yeah.
Die. Anyway, and there was lots of props. They were better than this, but this type of props were everywhere. And then we went round, and I actually met the band. I met all of them. Sharon Osbourne as well.
How was that?
Tony Iommi was lovely.
Yeah.
They had their secret keyboardist, Jeff Nichols, that used to play Offstage, who's the late, great Jeff Nichols. And he would often, I don't want to say this in public, but it was often him singing and not Ozzy. I've said it now, so he would often fill in when Ozzy wasn't quite as strong.
I don't want to say this in public.
But yeah, I have done that. The bloke's dead, and what they're going to do. And even though he was off stage, you couldn't see him, he'd got a blonde wig on, and his beard, that was obviously grey,
right.
He not dyed it blonde, it was like he'd painted it blonde.
Yeah.
Like with the paint that you would paint the double yellow lines on the road in. It was like really bright, and I thought, well, nobody could see you, mate. But Jeff was nice, Tony was nice, Geese I didn't really talk to. Ozzy was a bit grumpy, to be honest.
Fair enough.
But did a lot of pressure on him, yeah.
So they had someone singing Ozzy's backup parts on a mic off stage?
A little bit.
Like in Singing in the Rain, that film? When
That's it, yeah.
I get you.
I think they based it on that scene. That's bloody clever, the way they do that in Singing in the Rain.
We could do that.
You could have a singer off stage. Like, say I can't sing, you can sing, can't you?
Oh.
Well, shall we sing a Black Sabbath song? What you want to know, Rob?
What we did Paranoid, it's a classic, eh?
What, you sing Paranoid and I'll mouth it, don't look at him. Go on, sing it and I'll mouth it.
Couldn't help me with my mind. That's
bloody good, isn't it? We could do that on stage. We could do it on stage and nobody would bloody know. Jeff, you could do it. Nobody even knows you're in the band, do they?
It is true that I used to do quite a few warm-ups for their later television show, warm-ups. And when you walk around the edge of the...
but with Jules Holland?
Yeah. When you walk around the edge of the studio, loads of extra musicians squirreled away playing keyboard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we love this.
I know of another band that used to do that.
Who?
I mean...
Not your dad's band?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Who did they have squealed away?
They had a guy called, if I recall, he was called Jake Commander, which is just...
Jake Commander. These people are better than the ones in the band.
But because I don't think the reason... I don't know why he was never he was a member of the band, and some people later probably know more about it than I do. But because in the studio, they would layer, 1, 2, 79 vocals... but there was only 2 of them ever singing on stage, so they'd have somebody else doing vocals and extra guitars, because again they only had one guitarist on stage. So we just to sort of bolster that sound.
Why not just put them on stage?
That's the question. I don't get it.
I wouldn't care if I went to see a band. They got an extra person on stage. It wouldn't bother me.
It might be that he wasn't committed. He couldn't commit to everything, so it might have been he was one of the. I don't know. But so it's a thing. It is a thing that's. The
thing I have to say is that when I watched Ozzy on the Commonwealth Games ceremony and he came out, even though I knew he was stood in a metal frame and couldn't move anywhere, and even though I knew he was miming I still had a little tear in my eye.
It's
Because I
still
love
cool,
him.
yeah,
I
of
love
course.
the bloke. Do you love him, Ozzy?
Yeah, of course.
We love
How
him.
could you not?
And it's like, it's a shame, this could be the last time anyone gets to see him. So I think it's a wonderful thing, this is. Great
Tickets on
thing.
sale on Valentine's Day, it's saying here, and all profits will go to Acorns Children's Hospice.
Oh, they're good lads, aren't they,
Yeah,
old
they're not
Black
keeping
Sabbath?
the money, it says
Nah.
here. They're not doing an Oasis and doing dynamic
They
ticket
don't need
pricing
to.
and all that, so
Nah.
that'd be good.
And also, anybody who's a proper person, right? The Oasis, anybody who's a proper person, proper music fan, and proper person who knows what they're talking about, they've just trumped Oasis,
Yeah.
haven't they? Black Sabbath
Yeah.
have. Because I really believe, I'm going to say it now, I think Black Sabbath are the greatest band of the 20th century.